Hello guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my current skincare routine. This is something that a lot of you guys have been requesting, and in today's video I'm really just going to go over like my core staple group of products that I use every single day or a couple times a week. So I'm not really so much more going to be touching on treatments and masks and things like that, but just the stuff that I really think is essential to my skincare routine. And I'm also going to touch on a little bit about my eczema because a lot of you guys ask about that as well. So before we get into it, I would love it if you guys would subscribe to my channel just so you can stay updated whenever I upload my next video for you. And I would love it if you guys would come follow me on Instagram too. So a little bit about my skin type for you guys. I have very dry skin. It's something that I've struggled with since I was a teenager. Back when I was in high school, I had acne and really dry skin, so was at the dermatologist all the time just trying to kind of combat the two of them. And I still go to the dermatologist maybe like once a year just because, you know, you want to get everything figured out. But I work really hard to make sure that my skin doesn't look or feel dry. So a lot of times you guys say you're surprised to find out that I have dry skin, but that's because I really take the time to make sure that my skin is always moisturized, because my skin type naturally is so dry and so eczema prone that if I don't treat the dryness, it actually will like split open and bleed. So that's been a reoccurring issue for me my whole life. And then my eczema. So when I was a child, I found that I more so had eczema on my body. I would get it on like my back, the inner part of my elbows, behind the knees, arms, hands, things like that. Whereas now that I'm older, I'm finding that I'm getting eczema more so on my face and really thin skinned areas of my body. So still a little bit on the inner part of my elbows and sometimes on my shoulders and back. It really just depends. Now the biggest thing that I have found for myself with eczema, and you know, talked to my dermatologist and also Kate Somerville about this when I met her last year, I found for myself personally, my eczema is strongly, like it's pretty much a direct link between my diet and my skin. So certain triggers from my eczema, 100% it's gonna be wheat. So I really try to limit the amount of wheats and breads that I eat throughout the week. I know some people say it's gluten triggered, but I haven't found that, because I'll still eat like gluten-free things that have, you know, wheat. They're like gluten-free breads and stuff, and I'll still get eczema. So just for myself personally, I really try to limit the amount of bread that I eat. I still live my life and I still eat bread and pasta and all those amazing things. I just kind of have to pick and choose when I want to eat them. And then sometimes, like if I'm on vacation, I'm just like, screw it, like I'm gonna eat all this good food, I'm gonna deal with the eczema later. So wheat 100% is the main trigger for me, and also dairy. So I try to limit the amounts of dairy that I eat, but I do find that like, the strongest trigger for me is definitely gonna be those wheat foods. So I don't really drink milk as much. I just kind of cut out dairy as much as possible, but I still do have like cheese, cottage cheese, froyo, things like that. Like I said, I still want to live my life. The other biggest trigger that I recently found out is cats. So my whole life I've been allergic to cats, but recently, these past couple years, I've really found that when I am around cats for a long time, I'll really get bad eczema on my body and on my eyelids. And this is a really tough one for me personally, because almost every single person that I'm close with has a cat. My boyfriend, his two older brothers, so we spend a lot of time with them. Them and their girlfriends both have like 2 cats, so every time we go to their house, I'm just like, ugh. And then, you know, a lot of my really close friends, they have multiple cats, so love that for me. But yeah, cats. I can be in a house with a cat and I'll wake up the next day and I've got eczema all over my face. So it's kind of gotten to the point where like I have to be like, I can't come to your house because you have cats, and I have to just kind of avoid cats altogether. So if you guys do struggle with eczema, I would say definitely see if you're actually like allergic to animals that you're frequently in contact with, and then also trying the food elimination diet and really experimenting with that, or just going to the dermatologist and taking like a sensitivity test or something of that nature. Okay, so that's my eczema stuff. I'm gonna touch on some products that really help me with my eczema as well, but let's get started off with some of these skincare products. So first thing I want to start off with is sunscreen, because my 2019 New Year's resolution was to wear sunscreen every single day. I kind of go in and out of using sunscreen regularly. It's something that I frequently forget, but this year I really made it a goal to use it every single day, and I've been pretty darn good about it, if I do say so myself. And I found that facial sunscreens, like sometimes they don't work as well with makeup, so it's always a little bit of trial and error, especially depending on the formulation. But I've really been liking the face sunscreens from Supergoop, and the one that I really like right now is their glow stick. So this is actually like a clear little stick, and I just rub it all over my entire face and neck and spread it in with my fingertips. Now, those of you who are a little bit more on the oily side, I don't think you'll like this one, but because I am dry, I really just like how it makes me look a little bit more greasy and just kind of gives my skin a little bit more life. Like, I try to emulate a more oily skin type when I'm using this. They also do have a moisturizing version that comes in a little tub, which I use as well, but I'll try any face sunscreen. I really like experimenting with them, but this one's the one that I'm using pretty much every single day. It's the one that I've got on my face right now, and I feel like you can see it's like leaves a little bit of a nice dewy glisten. Every morning I cleanse my skin with this one from Aveeno. It's the Positively Radiant Micellar Gel Cleanser, and I really like this one because it's super gentle. There's no fragrance, there's no color, and I just use a tiny little bit, just enough to get a little bit of foam to like really cleanse off my skin and get it prepped for the day. I often use this one before I film makeup tutorials as well, just because I do find that starting with a clean base is really the best way to go. So this is just a great no frills daytime cleanser that I use every single morning. And then at night, well, okay, so when I remove my makeup, I tend to go for like balms and oil cleansers because I really like how these gently break down waterproof makeup, long wearing makeup, and they don't leave your skin feeling tight or dry. So the two that I bounce back and forth between, obviously this one's almost gone, but I love this so much. It's the Bobbi Brown Soothing Cleansing Oil. This takes everything off, melts it all down. Or I will use this one from Honest Beauty. This is their Magic Gel to Milk Cleanser. I really like this one because it goes on quite sticky and tacky, and it really just grips all the makeup, melts down waterproof eye mascara or eye makeup, mascara, and then like, you know, your hardcore brow products. It really just takes it all off, and then as you're rinsing it, it gets a really nice creamy, milky consistency to it. So those are what I use for makeup removal. Now at night when I wear makeup, I always do a double cleanse. So I first take off my makeup with one of those cleansers, and then I either go in with the Kate Somerville Exfoliate Cleanser, which I love. This is actually almost gone. I swear by this stuff. It's a really nice, gentle exfoliating cleanser. I know this one's a little bit pricey, so I wanted to have one to mention to you guys that I also really like, which will probably be in a future dupes video, just so you guys know. It's from Pixi. It's the Glow Tonic Exfoliating Cleansing Gel. So the reason I like using these after I cleanse my skin of all the makeup, I just feel like something like this really makes my skin feel so much more clean and just really fresh, and I feel like I don't have any trace of makeup left behind. Now, when I am breaking out, or if it's hotter weather and I'm sweating a lot more frequently, I always have this in my shower. It's from Equate. It's the Acne Daily Control Cleanser. It has 10% benzoyl peroxide, and I use this more frequently during the hotter months, but all year round, I'll use this at least every other night or maybe twice a week. I just find that this really keeps my skin under control, especially if I notice I'm starting to get more clogged pores and stuff. This is such a great cleanser, really helps with acne skin types, and I got my brother using this when he had acne, and I just really think it helps a lot in preventing pimples from starting and also from getting like a lot bigger and, you know, more painful. Okay, now I'll talk about my favorite moisturizers. So my current daytime moisturizer is the Clinique ID. Now this is the Dramatically Different Moisturizing Lotion Plus, and this one has, you know, the dramatically different moisturizer in it, but then it also has this blue tube in the middle that has something else which is specifically formulated for very dry skin. So I love this during the daytime. I put it on every morning once I'm done cleansing my skin and using any other product that I use for that day, but this is always on my face during the daytime. It's a really great lightweight moisturizer that quickly absorbs into the skin. So when I'm wearing this one during the daytime, I don't feel like I have a thick layer of moisturizer on, even though this one gives me the feeling of having like long-lasting hydration that I would get typically from a thicker cream. I like how this one feels really nice and lightweight, but it doesn't feel thick or heavy on the skin. Now at night, that is really where I have to kind of load up on some more moisturizers, because I do find that if I don't properly moisturize before bed, I wake up in the morning and my skin is just really dry and looks super dull and gross. So one of the things, well, I'll show you guys this one. I'll use this sometimes in the day and then sometimes at night. It just kind of depends. This is an eczema cream from Triderma. It's the Eczema Fast Healing Face and Body Cream. Now the reason I really like this one is because it doesn't have steroids in it. Sometimes I have to use my prescription steroid cream, but I really don't like using that on a daily basis. It comes out as like a thick white cream. Very soothing, very hydrating, just really great for eczema prone skin types. So that's something else that I use. But for my nighttime moisturizer, because I really want to like lock in moisture and really seal everything in, I go in with a hyaluronic acid cream, which I tend to like a little bit more than the hyaluronic acid liquids. I just find that for my skin type, this one works the best and really helps my skin retain the most moisture. Now I use this in conjunction with my Vani cream. This is so thick, so hydrating, a little bit too heavy for the daytime for my liking, but for nighttime, these two together will keep my skin hydrated all 8 hours or however long I manage to get sleep for that night. These two paired together are really great. Okay, so now we can talk about treatments. Now these are the treatments that I use the most frequently, and I think that they are staples in my routine. So the first one is from Kate Somerville. It is the Dermal Quench Liquid Lift. This stuff is amazing. You shake it up and then you spray it out the nozzle onto your face. It just shoots the face full of hyaluronic acid, oxygen, and you will see like a visible difference the first time you use this. My skin feels plump, it looks hydrated, and as long as I seal it in with some moisturizer, I feel like it just makes my skin look so healthy and plump and hydrated. Like it really makes my skin look like it's not super dry, and it also doesn't feel super dry. So this is amazing. I use this morning and night before I go in with my moisturizer. The toner that I use every single night, I've talked to you guys about this so many times, but it really is my staple. It's the Biologique Recherche Lotion P50. This is an extremely intense exfoliating toner. It really just transforms your skin though. I think if you have a more sensitive skin type, you won't like this. I always refer back to my boyfriend, but he has like the complete opposite skin type to me. He has very sensitive, oily skin. This is too intense for him. So he uses the Lotion P50. There's different formulations of it. I can't remember which one he uses exactly, but there are different formulations of this one. So if the 1970 is too intense for you, do a little bit of research, because I think there's several. There's probably like 5 or 6. And they do, you know, make them for people who are more sensitive or more dry and all that stuff. So there probably is a Lotion P50 for you out there. I am loyal to the 1970 because when I don't have it in my skincare routine, I notice a difference. So this is like one of my all-time holy grails and has been for several years now. Now I also do use a serum, and the one that I've been using for several years now, it's the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair Serum. I use this every single night. You can use it during the daytime as well, but I just don't find that I need to use it day and night. So I'll do probably about half a dropper full of this stuff, and then that goes on right after I do my Kate Somerville Dermal Quench. And this is just kind of a preventative step, hopefully helping my skin with anti-aging and preventing wrinkles and all that stuff. So I've been pretty loyal to this one for the past couple years. And then also preventative skincare, I do use a retinol every single night. The one I'm using right now is from Honest Beauty. This is the Honestly Pure Retinol Serum, and retinol is really great. It's supposed to help prevent wrinkles, resurface the skin, help produce collagen, just basically supposed to, you know, be one of the best anti-aging skincare products that there is. So I figure start using it now while I'm young, and then hopefully as I get older, it'll just keep me looking nice and young. So I've been using this one. I really actually like this one because it's super gentle. I've tried a lot of retinols that are a little bit too intense even for my skin type, and I do find that they can really make your skin super sensitive. Now, if you guys do start using a retinol, it is absolutely crucial that when you're using retinols, or just even something like this, when you're using these you know, more concentrated, intense products that are you know, resurfacing the skin, you have to be using a sunscreen. So if you're gonna start using a retinol, you've got to use a sunscreen during the daytime too, because these can tend to make your skin a little bit more sensitive to sunlight. I also mentioned this to you guys in a video a few months ago, the different gel. Now, when I was having a lot of issues with breaking out around my mouth, I was applying this all over my face every single night. I feel like it really helped get my acne under control and just prevented future breakouts. Now, I'm not using it quite as frequently, and I'm actually using it as more of a spot treatment, which you're not supposed to do. You are supposed to apply it all over the face, but I do find that it makes my skin really sensitive and really dry, so I just don't like using it every single day all over my face. So I just find, for myself personally, if I'm noticing like my skin starting to get a little bit textured, I'll only focus it on those areas. I just don't find that I need to be using it all over my face. But I swear by this stuff, it cleared up the under the skin acne that I was getting around my mouth over the winter in probably about 2 weeks. So I was very pleased with this. I still keep it in my routine, and if I notice I'm starting to get like little sore spots where I can feel a pimple coming, I'll just pop a little bit of this on at night, and I really like it. And I know a lot of you guys will probably think this is super weird, but I use Aquaphor as an eye cream, and I think it's the best thing ever. I sometimes put Aquaphor all over my entire face too. It just depends on the day. But every single night, I just take a tiny, tiny bit of Aquaphor. I pop it on the corners of my eyes, and then just like a little bit under my eyes as well. I feel like it's so hydrating, and it just keeps that under eye skin really nice and supple. And I'll also put it like on the corners of my mouth too, just to kind of prevent wrinkles. I just like Aquaphor a lot, but I use Aquaphor every single night on my eyes and around my mouth and on my lips as well. I keep my Aquaphor by my bed, and sometimes actually, like in the wintertime when the air is really dry, I would just squirt Aquaphor on my hand. If I'd wake up in the middle of the night and my skin was really dry, squirt some Aquaphor on my hand and like put it all over my face. And I still do that pretty frequently. And sometimes I use Vaseline as well, but I just have been leaning more towards Aquaphor lately. And the last thing I want to talk to you guys about, these aren't something that I use all the time, but I really felt like I had to share these with you guys because they have changed my life. These are from CosRx. You can buy them in bulk off Amazon. That's what I do. And these are pimple patches. So they're little clear patches that have pimple treatment on the sticky side, and you cover your pimples with them, and they help kind of pull the infection and pus out. I know that sounds disgusting, but they treat the pimple, and they also keep the pimple from getting touched by other stuff throughout the day. So if you have a pimple here, you could just like stick it right on. And it kind of also, I feel like, gets your mind off the pimple because you don't like see it so, you know, angry and red. So I love these. I use these all the time. I always have them under my bathroom sink. I think they are genius, and yeah, you can buy just one pack if you want, or you can buy several packs. I always buy several because I go through these whenever I've got a zit. I put them on at night, or if I'm not doing anything for the day and not wearing makeup, I'll wear them during the day as well. So pimple patches are big game changer. All right guys, so that is it for my current skincare routine video. I will have all of these products listed and linked in the description box down below for you guys. If you guys have any questions about my skin type or any of these products, you know, you can always hit me up in the comments down below, because I always do my best to get back to every single one of you guys and just help you out as much as I can. Any eczema related issues, I'll help you out as much as I can, but I can really only go off of personal experience, but maybe, you know, I can help you out, I don't know. So just leave a comment down below. Please be sure to subscribe if you haven't earlier, and then also please be sure to come follow me on Instagram as well. Thank you guys so much for watching and requesting this video. I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.